Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to week 133 on BodyBags. I'm your Wednesday host, Bourgie86. And the film I got for you guys today is a film from Korea. It's a film I have watched before. I wanted to revisit it, so I decided to review it for you guys today. And it comes from the year 2009, and it goes by the title of Chawz. See the cover right there. Now, the main plot about this is this young police officer gets transferred to like this small town where the nickname of the town is that it's the crimeless county. And what ends up happening is when he gets there, there's these harsh like murders start happening. And what they find out that's causing these murders is like this giant wild boar. And once it doesn't happen, they start hiring hunters and shit, and then they kill a boar, but it's not the wrong boar. Like, if you've seen the movie Jaws, this is a play on words, Chawz. They get the wrong one, and the cop decides to, with a gang of, like, these other people to hunt this thing down and stop it before it starts wreaking havoc through the town. That's pretty much the main plot of the film. Now, my thoughts on this. This has a lot of references to Jaws in the film, which is funny that it is pretty much the same like title of the film. Instead of Jaws, it's Chawz with a Z. Funny. And with that being said, there's like one scene in particular where the main hunter says, we check its stomach, it doesn't digest in 3 days. And you practically think of Jaws when you think of that, because Hooper says the same thing to Brody. Check one of them, the sharks, when they catch it. And with that being said, there's a lot of like quirky characters in this town that this police officer, the officer's last name is Kim, sees in this town. Like, some of them are kind of like Twin Peaks like characters. Like, the head of the town kind of looks like the way I would describe it, he kind of looks like an Asian Clint Howard. That's the way he kind of looks like Clint Howard in the film, the head of the village. And there's like these like developers trying to get the city folk back into the town. They're trying to cover up the killings and stuff. Same thing like Jaws, also, like the covering up of stuff. And with that being said, there's a lot of cool characters in it too, like the old school hunter who's brought in and he knows what's going on and stuff. And he has like the hired hunter who actually worked with the old school hunter in previous. They go into a little bit in a scene, and he's kind of like flashy because he was on TV and stuff. Really cool characters and shit. Like the rest of the police squad's kind of like, they don't know what to do because they never had like this kind of situation before and shit. Now the film is like beautifully like shot and stuff. There's a lot of good sceneries, nighttime shots with them hunting the boar and shit. And now, that being said, since I mentioned the boar, let's get into the boar itself. The boar is CGI'd. You could really tell that it was a CGI creature. I believe the same effects people that did the host actually did the boar. I actually like how the boar looks in the film, but it's still like, I think they actually do use like a few scenes of practical effects here and there for like close-up shots and shit like that. But the boar is mostly CGI'd through the film. It looks good though. It's not like out like Sci-Fi Channel CGI. It actually has some life and vibrance to it when it's moving and shit in the forest, which I liked. I didn't mind the boar. There's a few like subplots in this film that they didn't really go into. Like this one like character where she's like this crazy lady that lives like next door to the cop, and they kept like having like full blown like scenes with her and her like it's not really her son. She holds like this kid cacti. She like adopted him, but she's like a psycho lady. They keep going into her character. There's not really a major like plot twist to her character. Well, there's one funny scene in the end, like no spoiler, but that's about it. It kind of like it's not really like a major plot twist in the story at all. And there's a few other things like going on, like other scenes with like other characters and shit that are not explained or seem kind of confusing. But other than that, I actually had a lot of fun with this film. It has like good like atmosphere and shit, especially the nighttime shots. And I really liked the main set of characters in the film. They had good chemistry and shit. So if you like your Korean films and your killer boar films, I highly recommend Chawz. If I had to rate it, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. It's not a perfect film by any means, but it gets the job done, and it does have some good major like things going on with it. 7 out of 10 for Chawz. Highly recommend it. Check it out. Alright guys, that's all I got for this review today. I'll be back next week with a brand new review for you guys. So I'll see you then, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your hump day. Peace out.